Today is a video from Wednesday, January 27th. It's 7:35 p.m. in Hawaii, and it's 12:38 a.m. on the 28th Eastern Standard Time. I was not able to make the video at the close as I was not here, so my charts haven't been refreshed, and I'm just getting around to making the video for Wednesday the 27th. So I want to bring over the time and sales for the E-mini S&P. As you can see, it's 12:38 a.m. on the 28th Eastern Time, and the E-mini S&P is trading at 1881. As stated, I haven't refreshed my charts. If you look here at this 15-minute chart of the E-mini S&P, these are today's trades, and this was today's profit. And if I go back to the previous day, you can see the H next to the trades here. So the minute I refresh this chart, then these trades will have H for historical, and all the previous days have H's for historical trades, meaning the chart has been refreshed, and this is not, and that did not actually happen, even though it might match the trade from the previous day. Doing it this way, the way we label our trades is to show that we can't manipulate the charts. So in any case, before I go any further, first the required disclaimer. So it was quite a good day for the auto trader, and because it's past midnight, some of the charts have wiped away the P&L. So at the beginning of this video, I'm going to bring over the control center and show you the P&Ls and just kind of go down the list. This is the E-mini S&P 2912, that matches here. The E-mini S&P Super Renko 12 tick did 1950 on 2 contracts. The E-mini S&P on the Super Renko did 1525 on 2 contracts. The crude oil on the Precision Renko hit its goal of 1500. The 30-year Treasury bond on the 6-tick Super Renko did 1281.25. The crude oil on the Super Renko 7-tick did 1180. The bonds on the 6-tick Super Renko, one of these is probably a stop order and one is a limit. This one did 875, and then the crude oil on the 14 range no gap, which I showed yesterday, did 650. The E-mini S&P on the Super Renko 4 tick did 175, and then I started tracking the Japanese yen futures, and they had a small gain here. There was a few losers here, relatively small, on these contracts. So let's take a look at some of the charts. And back to the E-mini S&P 15-minute. This trade here it's 3 contracts, and the entry was 887.75, and the market went as high as 1910, which is about 23 points in the E-mini S&P, or about 90 ticks, 92 ticks perhaps. So unfortunately, I don't have some sort of tight trailing stop where this trade could have been much higher, but that's just the way it goes on this kind of time frame. This is a pretty, not super large time frame, but large enough that it needs to be given some room. Anyway, it's had some solid performance consistently, actually. I've been showing this 15-minute chart for a very long time. Okay, here's the bonds on the Super Renko 6 tick, and this one is a limit order. Obviously, you can see it pulled back here. So this is a limit with an offset of 9 ticks, so it's pulling back 9 ticks to get filled. And this one did 1281. This is the bonds 30-year Treasury on the other Super Renko 6-tick chart, and this is a stop order. And there was 2 trades, a short and a long, and that did 875 on 2 contracts. Kind of going back to this chart, this was quite a trade here on the pullback. quite a good entry and exit as well. Okay, here's our Suprenko 8 tick that did 1525 for the day, and I think because it was midnight, the P&L was zeroed out here. In any case, I'm going to scroll back in the charts. Notice there's no H next to the trades. These are the trades today, going back to 9:30. So our open equity on the equity graph was 66,651, and it closed at 68,157, which would be about $1,500. Again, notice there's no H next to these trades. If I go to the previous day, then we see H's. So at least we can see the trades today here. So pretty decent actually on this chart. So here's the crude oil on the Suprenko 7 tick, and no H next to the trades. And it looks like our beginning equity was about 28.54, and then we closed up here at 40.48. That's about $1,200. No H's next to the trades here. Okay, next up is the E-mini S&P Suprenko 12 tick, and I'll bring the control center back over here. And this did 1950 for the day, and that was achieved on 2 trades. And we can kind of see here we had three winners and 0 losers for 1950. And these were 2 very well-placed trades. This has turned out to be a pretty decent time frame on the E-mini S&P. Very well-placed trade and scaling out, and then cut short here because it hit its goal. And this also is a limit order. Okay, so that's it for today's video. I'm not going to bother with the other charts that had smaller gains. Wanted to show the main winners here. So once again, this was the video for Wednesday, January 27th. And of course, as usual, if you'd like to find out more about the BWT Precision Auto Trader, please have a look around our website, or feel free to contact us at systems@bluewavetrading.com. Thanks for watching today.